What's up, everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some more Witcher 2, and we just discovered a new part of town that I had not seen before. So we'll... hello, person who's staring us down. We'll check this out a little bit, and then I think we will get moving toward trying to meet that person who was fending off that sea monster with us. And... oh. Mission people? Wait. Apparently it is just...
Are you serious?
accepted that it is okay not to wear pants here.
What's the hurry?
Regards.
Also, I'm pretty sure someone just said death to the squirrels, and I'm pretty sure that this is a human, and this is an elf.
You've hardly any catch.
So it's a little odd. A little odd.
Oh, my son. You should get home early today.
Oh.
Eat something. Get some sleep.
Hello? Okay.
Nothing but work in a tavern. You should settle down. Find a woman. Oh, my damn sacrum. Aching and thumping.
Okay. Looking for... oh, I see there are indicators on the minimap that might be more significant locations within this area that we ought to check out. Guards here.
Try no one else, Elvin, bitch.
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-oh.
Commandant Dorito will explain everything.
This looks significant.
What's going on here?
This whore's a Scoia'tael spy.
Any evidence?
What's it to you?
Easy. She loiters around the garrison, kick-kitting us. Roderick said he bound her, but I don't believe that.
I did!
That's your evidence?
2 of our lads are missing. Last seen with her.
I only spoke to them. Then they went off towards the caves. That's all I know.
The bitch is lying. She led them into an ambush.
This ought to be easy enough to resolve. Look inside the caves.
But they're crawling with all sorts of filth.
Alright, that sounds like a job for a Witcher.
I'll do it, but you'll pay me. Wait for me at the harbor.
Geralt, usually that's the kind of thing where you have them pay up front. You know, when you just say, you're going to pay me for this, generally that's the type of scenario where you kind of need to be a little more upfront about what the details are, because otherwise you're going to be like, oh yeah, sure, no big deal, we'll just give you a cent. That ought to do, right? What's this? This looks like path to... not town. Was an indicator on the minimap. Oh, is that... are those actually just plants? Those herbs? Is that all that is? I'm looking at... there's one right here. Which suggests that I would assume that this is some kind of shop. Was my initial anticipation.
Excellent work.
Huh?
In it. The finest hides and the tannins on half by either. A straggler here, a lobber there, sometimes a hapless calf. I've even got otter fur for you.
You hunt?
Oh, we must not hunt in the royal forest. Even children know that. Besides, it's too dangerous to go among the trees now, what with all those monsters.
They must be finding more food in the area.
A war's brewing, methinks.
Not necessarily. The Scoia'tael attack merchants and ambush patrols. Ideal conditions for necrophages.
We ought to wait for better times and be satisfied with the little things, like the good book teaches us.
Okay, looks like we can do several things with this person. Crafting-wise, can upgrade swords. Okay, so you seem to be, although you were talking about, oh, yikes, taxidermy, or so I thought. It seems as though you're actually a blacksmith? Seems like those are two very different things. You actually buy and sell armor enhancements. What else? Other chest plates. Pair of trousers with armor on them. You know, that's not bad. So I think our current pair of armor, our current pair of trousers does not do that. Just gives us other status effect resistance. And I think it's similar with our pair of gloves. mean, those are quite expensive for what is ultimately still just a 1 armor improvement. But across the 2 of those things, that may be enough to be useful. This... Yeah. Okay, so these are better armor upgrades that give not just +1 armor, but also some of those other resistances, so that's notable. I was wondering if we might run into better versions of that. My suspicion is that you can only have 1 upgrade on a given armor. Okay, I'm not going to purchase anything from you at the moment, but mostly just for our general knowledge. In that case, let's see, so we've tried that building. I'm going to try this one with an indicator over here. In addition to picking up these herbs. What do you have in this establishment?
Welcome, White One.
Excuse me? What did you call me? Pretty sure that is technically not my nickname. Also, thought my guess, yeah, that this was a book. I pressed A. What did that do? Did I just drop it? Did I consume the book? A little confused. Eh? What does it do when you press A over an item? It's not the drop button. Huh? Oh, I must have clicked on a different thing. Veopatis, a forgotten god of the Pontar Valley, is still worshipped in certain forest settlements. The times of his greatness and popularity are long past. A few priestesses and witches make offerings to him, yet no common folk wish to take part in their rites. In the era of human colonization, Veopatis was a guardian god, often associated with rivers from which humans drew benefit. He guarded people from the dangers of the forest. Poles bearing his likeness marked the border between areas that had been tamed and those that remained wild and dangerous. Veopatis gave people fish, made sailing easier, and his name was used to ward off beasts. Yet he remained petulant and fierce. In these times, if those wandering through the woods came across stone idols with gaping jaws, they believed them to be the likeness of fierce monsters rather than statues commemorating a once-loved baby. Alright, a little bit of history. Thought I remembered the previous person we talked to speaking a little bit of some kind of god, and maybe that's the one that he was referring to.
My medallion vibrates when you're nearby, and it only vibrates near magic or danger.
Maybe it's warning you not to make a pass at me, lest I slap you.
You're right. I should watch what I do.
Listen carefully. People may say I'm a witch, but I don't deal in spells.
I don't know about that.
You don't look like someone who'd come for a charm or a curse. So you either seek out sensations or hunt witches. Whichever the case.
I'm not about to denounce you, nor do I want to see you dancing naked in the moonlight before Veopatis' shrine.
How dare you?
I want to buy some herbs.
Herbs?
For personal use.
That was a really weird conversation. But okay. And we could also, I mean, the previous guy we could have also gambled with in this person too, but I think for the most part, that is not really something that we're going to be going out of our way to do. We did it in The Witcher 1 primarily because there was a quest tied to it. The person looks suspicious. Who are you? Said to talk to you, but you didn't speak to me? You refuse to speak to me? Fine, be that way. If you insist. Okay, so we've gone to that building, we've gone to this building. I'm gonna take a quick look at the map. And see... Okay, yeah, so it does look like those are the 2 places on the edge of at least this little outskirts settlement, and then the way that we started to look probably does go over to the right there, into the woods. Well, it's actually not that area of the woods. We are supposed to go for the quest. What is that green indicator there? It's like a side quest type thing?
I seek the elf named Cedric. Any of you know where he is?
What's your business?
Gods!
Yeah, it
You
looks like
see
it's
this, yet you don't rain thunder.
here? Or here?
Any work for a witcher?
Enough work for 3. But what of it? We're poor folk.
I'm sure we can work something out.
Ye best go to Flotsam Town Square near the inn. There are notices on the board there.
Oh.
Just leave the troll be, please, no matter what the townsfolk say.
What? The troll? Want me to leave the troll?
Any other jobs? Well-paid jobs?
Go seek the old man. Loredo splurged on a sorceress, so he's clearly got means in the budget.
I'm assuming that's the sorceress that we met earlier?
What sorceress? You mean Triss Marigold?
Not Triss?
Lady Sheila de Tanserville, a significant person, but poor as a temple mouse, just like ye. Seems spellcraft and wealth don't go hand in hand. They say she's agreed to kill the old man, so hurry if you want to jump in before her.
Oh. Okay. Don't fully know what to make of that. Also didn't see any indicators on this house, but that could still mean that, you know, they have something like 5 billion orens lying around somewhere over here. Or just a bunch of timber. Yeah, one moment. I will speak to you.
How's your health,
Once I've...
Grandma?
Oh?
Well enough, Sonny.
Once I've taken all of your
What
stuff.
you looking for here in Lobenden?
Kingslayers.
Well, well. Seems I outlasted even Foltest. Now just to outlast Loredo. And I'll be on my way.
Okay. Guess there's not much else to speak to you about besides people dying. Fantastic. Yay. I mean, clearly there's some indicator over here. Or a near Flotsam.
I'll be damned.
Oh. Well, that's nifty. Hold on. We have to go up there. I was like, I saw the indicator on the mini-map. Oh, this is technically not Flotsam? Some place on the outskirts with an entirely different name. Yeah, we'll go up here, and then we will check out what I assume would likely be... Oh, the main quest, unless if that is actually here.
Nearly a year now.
Morrill would delight in a day like this, Saharan. Enjoy the memory of her. Don't wallow in the longing.
I try. I do. But I cannot believe all the bad blood this disappearance has bred.
Don't let others' shade poison your memory of her. Hatred is but an outlet for helplessness.
Thank you, Cedric.
Ah, Cedric. We've heard that name a lot.
Raphael.
Okay.
Raphael.
Hello.
Are you Cedric?
Who asks?
Geralt of Rivia.
Ah, the Witcher. And
Triss Marigold.
lovely scent, Triss.
That's totally
Cedric,
not weird.
Look at me.
What do you want, Geralt of Rivia?
Do you not to comment on my companion's scent? That would be kind of nice. Okay, so many things here. This is probably the most simple and straightforward, but let's focus on the other things first. I mean, this is the primary thing up here. Let's
I need to
maybe
make a
finish
few
on that.
rounds. You wouldn't happen to have a job for a witcher, would you?
There's never a shortage of work for a Witcher in this forest. It's positively teeming with beasts. Though I'm not surprised they come here in droves.
Know why that is?
Cursed places attract all sorts of scum, like dung attracts flies. There was once a great house in the clearing. They locked up lunatics there. During the war with Nilfgaard, it was raised in a fire. The lunatics broiled in their cells.
Oh,
The ruins remain cursed to this day. 2 daredevils went off to explore the ruins recently. They haven't been seen
wonder if those are the two people that
Great
we were
house,
hearing about
also.
earlier.
Tell me more about the building itself.
It was an old manor house that was converted into a mental institution. There was no shortage of lunatics in wartime. They just kept coming. Reverend Mercey locked them up in there and looked after them. If you find the 2 people lost in the ruins of the mental asylum, you stand to be handsomely rewarded. By them or their families.
Okay. Sure.
No harm in trying.
But I would like to speak to you about everything else on that list as well. This is a loaded question. This is pretty simple and straightforward.
I'm looking to hunt in this area, and I could use some advice.
I'm no witcher. I set traps, snares, try to keep nekkers away from Lobinden. That's all.
I'm aiming a little higher than Nekker's.
The old man? Meaning the Karen? Finally, Laredo's splurged. Listen, I'm not one to teach your grandmother to suck eggs. You witchers know your work. But if you pay me, I can prepare a useful trap.
What kind of trap?
Puncturing trap, immobilizing trap, even decoys to pull monsters into an ambush. Whatever you like. Since I can easily finish off an ensnared nekker, it should be child's play for you.
Okay. Don't know how important that might be for us to get that additional support from him. If it will truly become a rivalry between us and that other sorceress to see who can take down the Karen, in which case, maybe we need every advantage we can get.
The elf woman you were talking about. How did she disappear?
Saharim believes the forest took her.
What do you believe?
Moril simply vanished, almost a year ago now. Some say she was too beautiful, and Dwan must have harmed her.
You believe that?
If I have no evidence before me, I try to trust my feelings. And they tell me the forest did not take her.
Why would you keep that from Saharim?
Because it's meaningless. Perhaps she was murdered, perhaps she departed on her own, never to return. She's gone. And neither I nor Saharim can reverse that.
Very realistic approach.
Who exactly are you?
One who warns humans against the dangers that lurk in the forest.
Care to clarify?
I am old, even for an elf. Yet the forest is older. I've lived in it for years and understand it, though it's nothing I can explain. At times, I make mistakes and people don't come home.
So you help humans?
I just know if it's safe to venture beyond the gates or not.
Okay. Huh? What? Didn't have this before. Kind of an odd question.
Maybe I'll come back when you're sober.
You witches live a long life. You may indeed get to see that day.
Oh.
What are the Scoia'tael fighting for?
Do you ask about the old ones, who hoped to restore our race to its previous glory? Or about the young ones, who fight for survival and out of suicidal revenge?
Yorvith's warriors. Which mold do they fit?
They believe they are still independent, and that there is but one just way to view their cause. In truth, however, they're but a shadow of the Enshe's former glory. They cling to delusions to the very moment when a sword or a noose ends their life, or until they realize the truth themselves, which is, I believe, the worst.
Okay. It is interesting to see that there are definitely subgroups of elves, and that there are those that fall under Yorveth's banner, if you will, and clearly this guy does not.
I aim to kill the Karen. Heard you might be able to help.
Assuming
That
this will
depends on the sort of aid you
mostly just take us
I
back
need
to the
information.
trap.
seek. We should have
Maybe
killed
not,
him
though.
years ago. No. Now I don't know. The beast has become too large for the riverbed, and it has strange growths on its tentacles, extremely thick skin. Previously, it inhabited a swamp along one of the Pontar's tributaries. Completely wild terrain. Even the Scoia'tael don't venture there. You should go see the wreck of the boat it recently sank. Inspect any traces it's left. See the destruction.
Where's this wreck?
Venture south into the forest, then turn east toward the river. You'll find the ruins of a bridge erected long ago by the Enshe. The wreck lies at their foot.
Thanks, Cedric.
Whoa!
You'll find me by the boat ride.
Oh,
Jeez, Triss. Sure you're not overusing those teleports?
okay. Kind of thought Cedric was about to do that for a second, and I was a little alarmed. Didn't expect them to be able to do such things. Okay, so maybe we will meet back up with Triss once we get over there, in that case. You don't have any shoes on? What? Hold on. That's not right. Should have some. I thought. Worn leather boots? Oh, I think I unequipped them when I tried to read that book a little while ago. That's my guess. Okay. So now that we have discussed that a little bit, let's see where we are technically supposed to go, is I'm assuming that shipwreck. That doesn't look like south through the woods, though. The other thing I'm thinking is we might want to quickly read that notice board before we head out in town to see if, in fact, let's see, where is town? Up here. Can I put a marker on our map? Is that a thing? It is to the left, where we are currently standing. So it is this way. Oh. Potentially. Right here. Yeah, I just want to be knowledgeable of what, if any, additional things we might want to do in this area as we go out into the woods, or prepare to go out into the woods. Okay, well. Great to be back home. And I thought that the notice board, yeah, was right out here, I think. Okay, I don't know what this says. Okay, we'll take all the contracts, I guess. NEKKER's... Now, this one is a little less straightforward, I would think. Let it be known that the bandit Dimitri has repented and asked forgiveness for his heinous deeds. Commandant Loredo, known for his mercy, has absolved him of his offenses and accepted Dimitri back into society. Hereby, all arrest warrants and bounties on Dimitri's head are lifted. Okay, and in that case, don't know why there's a Witcher contract for it. Chinwell, Rivergate, Flotsam's Barber, what? Full range of barbershop services on offer. Oh, so these are... not necessarily all things for Witchers to do. They are just general notices for people in town. And that includes things like barbershops. Oh, this is not where I meant to go. I'm pretty sure we've been in here already. I thought we were leaving town. What I want is to exit this way? Question mark? I think so. Okay, so there's the we got the troll contract that one of those people was talking to us about. So I expected us to find that. Also, some green thing over here. You?
Ready?
Oh, you.
As I said, I'm cautious. My lab is well hidden, and I want to keep it that way. So I'll have to blindfold.
Excuse me?
You never mentioned a blindfold. I like to know where I'm going.
Forgive me, but secrecy is essential to me. If you can't agree, it's all off.
I mean, I did give you the formula, did I not? Fine.
All right, but no tricks. One false move and you'll never open your secret door again.
I'm not mad enough to mess with you. Grab hold of my arm. My workshop is very
I'm sure it
near.
is. Just after
Almost
we
there.
face some monsters.
Now, Porky!
Yep. Or your bandit friends. You know, like, capture me and all that. Okay. What is this? Seems like the entrance to this potential establishment.
Sincere apologies again. I know you could slice me up like a juicy side of beef if you wanted to. I had to protect me. I'll ask you to be patient while my men check the formula. You've no idea how hard it is to find qualified specialists these days. In Bleinheim's day, I worked with only the best alchemists.
Okay.
Bleinheim. I'm under the impression I know the name. Somebody from Flotsam?
No, Vizima, long ago. I need a moment. The results are ready.
And my guess is he's gonna figure out that the results are not so great.
Fake.
And then
After
these
all,
people are gonna fight us.
You should not have tried to deceive me.
I actually felt a bit guilty. But then you flapped your tongue one too many times, revealed your allegiance to Salamander.
Oh,
In that case, you'll need
I
to stay
didn't realize that.
here.
oh, you were talking to me from the other side of this barrier. I did not realize that. Or you weren't kind enough to give me any loot in here, but I mean, obviously the answer is to blast our way through here.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.
That's one way to approach it. No, granted, you have weapons, and I do not. And that means that hurt a lot more than I expected it to. Oops. I have no idea where we last autosaved, because I did not hard save anywhere. So let's see what happens. I'm hoping it autosaved right as we got captured. It did not.
You'll find me by the boat wreck.
Jeez, Triss. Sure
Okay.
you're not overusing those
So, let's see. Backtracking a little bit here. Let's put on our boots. If I remember that. Follow Cedric down this ladder as soon as it lets us do that. Or maybe as we're waiting for him, we will loot the stuff that is right here. We'll go down this way. Mix things up a little bit. Then maybe I'll save before we hop down there. Fight those guys. Salamandra, though. I'm guessing that Bleinheim name is the one that gave us that link, and I just don't recognize it or remember it.
Gods! You see this?
You're
yet?
not the
You don't
person
rain
that we
thunder?
want to talk to. You are. You tell us about the troll.
Any
Go see.
I'm gonna skip through a little bit.
what's
Late is.
And we'll just poke our heads in here. And mostly loot. Was it just the timber? Have we actually already taken the timber? Maybe I'm getting my order of events wrong, but I thought we did that after we spoke to all those people, and you still have that green symbol.
any other
Go seek the old
what's or
Lady Sheila de Tap. They say.
Okay. Is that sufficient to make the green circle go away? No. It is not. So this is the forest, and that's you. I'm gonna go to the notice board first. And then we know what to expect, at least, going down there. That is so disorienting. But it does that little... I don't know if it's necessarily a 180, but... it rotates you around once you enter through a door. So we'll do this. And... take everything.
Something's troubling me. Let's hear it.
There are more people with green circles around them.
Are you a witcher?
I am.
You've got to do something about that filthy business. The crook selling the poison is going unpunished.
I think he's just selling incense.
Incense is only a cover. People get addicted to it, lose their senses. It's like Fistech. You must shut down that shop. Close the shop and the citizens of Flotsam will reward you handsomely.
Oh!
I'll talk to the trader.
Okay, that could prove useful, in fact. Because, I mean, this was the person that supplied us with the fake formula that we were about to send to... Or, well, actually, we already did send to that guy who was part of Salamandra.
Welcome to my modest shop.
They say one of your scents is a strong drug.
A drug here? Never heard such nonsense.
A lady told me it works just like Fistech.
Perhaps everything works like Fistek on that lake.
I know there's something unusual about it.
Did it work?
All right.
Yeah.
I admit it. I've traded
Nice.
in incense for years. It was an ordinary scent. How could I know it would have such an effect on people? Anyway, I can't ban them from using it.
And I still don't understand if there is a quote-unquote correct way to do these intimidate options. So, I mean, normally I would say this is probably the way we should go, but I feel like we're gonna fail if we give it a shot. Oh, successful?
All right then. I'll
Okay.
close the shop. But don't.
I also
I beg you.
press the skip button. Because for the signs, at least, I press the sign button. Or for the Axie influence during those conversations, I press the sign button as we're in the conversation. And I don't know if that's actually what's making it work or not. But that's at least what I did. And so I tried doing that for the intimidate options afterward. That didn't work. So instead, that time around, I pressed Y, which is apparently also a skip button. So I'm going to save here. And then we're going to talk to this guy.
Ready? As I said, I'm cautious. My lab is well hidden, and I want to...
will skip through much of this.
I'm not mad
then.
enough to mess with you.
Not mad enough to mess with me, except you're going to mess with me. So I'm going to mess with you back.
My workshop is very...
No, skip this to...
All money? Nah!
We skip this. Apparently not. Yeah, so we're on the other side of that barrier. And they have, it would appear, 4 soldiers in here. Assuming the actual leader of this group does not fight back.
Sincere apologies again.
Or
I'll
to skip
you
this.
No.
You know what you're going to say.
Effect in that.
And then, I mean, this is probably where I ought to have saved, actually. That way, in case we mess up, we get right back over here. So, I think what we want to do is, you see that little shiny spot? I think that will give us a sword there, by the look of things. That seems to be a weapon rack. So, we want to get there as quickly as possible, so that we're fighting at even strength, sword against sword. And or use some signs. There we go. So we're dealing with, like, no damage for some reason. Don't really understand why that is. It seems a little bit odd. That bandit does seem to have a sword after all. That means we have 5 people in here. Rolled the wrong way. Mind control would probably be very useful here as well with how many people we have. In fact, I will do just that. Ooh, I just want to get that guy down. Okay, good. Give myself a little space to work with here. So we can do some of this. Okay, there. Okay, no, don't attack me. You are the mind control dude. You're not supposed to do that. Those two fight each other while I take this guy out. Did probably hit the mind controlled guy for a second there. Okay. I think that got rid of most of them. Oh, that's... Thinking we had the force push sign on for a second there, but we didn't. Really want to get rid of you. Yeah, because you have such low HP. There we go. Alright, we did it, by the looks of things. And I suspect there's probably some more stuff in here of note, given how this seems to be their base of operations. Got a recipe for the tawny owl. Is a potion. Stone medallion. just gonna pick up any and everything, basically. That might be the way out, yeah. But I don't think we got everything. So 1 minute here. Checks this side. Go here? I don't think we did. Is also a way out? Looks like it. Thought there was one corner. Yeah, there's even an indicator over here. So I thought. Just run over all this stuff. Oh, I meant to do this in hopes of blasting all this stuff open. In case there was anything over here that we ought to pick up. Oh, okay, that indicator is probably just showing us the way out. Ooh, almost missed that, though. Carrying too much weight. Okay, does that mean that we actually can't move forward, or are we just, like, encumbered and can't run? It looks like the latter. Okay, so in that case, this is probably a good place for us to stop, and I will head back to town and sell some of the many things that we just picked up so that we can go back to being mobile and not have to worry about this. So with that, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one.